Hi crafty friends, and welcome back to December Daily. Today we are documenting day 19, if you couldn't tell from the huge glittery thing on my desk. And today we are telling a quiet December story, which honestly I have needed after all the hubbub of this month and all the stuff that's going on. I have needed some quiet December magic, so that is what we are documenting today. I have a few things in front of me. My plan is, okay, here's the thing. If I spend forever and a day telling you about my plan, I will not get it done. So I think I'm just going to start working and we'll figure out the plan as we go. So here's what I have. I have a full-size photo of Joshua and I in front of our Christmas tree. I knew that I wanted to tell a quiet story for this day. And so I asked him to take a picture with me in front of my Christmas tree, and he immediately started trying to make me laugh, which is what being married to that man looks like. And so the picture that we got was not the picture that I wanted. And I almost, like, you know, when you take these pictures and you're like, oh my God, that's an outtake, there's no way I'm using it. The more I looked at it, the more I loved it, because it's what our life looks like. Like, it's really real life with the two of us in a nutshell, which is me laughing way harder than I need to be, and him just looking at me like he has no idea what's going on in my head. So here's the picture. And again, it's just, I was like, Joshua, let's get some tea and let's sit in front of the tree and let's take a quiet December photo. And I'm thinking I'm going to get like a really cute picture of us looking at each other. And I got this picture of me, derp face, and him just fondly staring at me like, what happened to the woman I married? And it's perfect. The other two pictures I have a picture, we finally got a little bit of snow, but it was like an inch of snow and it wasn't worth documenting as a snowy day. So I took a picture outside in the snow and then a picture at home in front of my tree. I'm wearing my Slytherin socks because Slytherin pride for life. And this is something I had done in my foundation pages. Like, I had put these two hexagons, these are from last year's main kit. I had put these two hexagons on a piece of acetate, so you can kind of see, put them on a piece of acetate back to back, and then I had put some pom-pom trim just to add some green. And then my plan was just to do a flip underneath. So I'm still going to do that. I'm just going to do it a little bit differently than I had planned because I said I wasn't going to do a super long intro, and I'm doing it anyway. I am going to wrap this picture, which I hope it works. Like, I really think it's gonna work, and I think it's gonna be great. So I have this big 19, and I have some ribbon, and I'm going to wrap this picture. So what I'm doing is making a hexagon background to wrap my picture with. I'm making like a quilting pattern, and then I'm going to wrap my picture, and it's gonna be great. So I'm going to stop talking, glue all these hexagons down the way you saw I had it arranged, and then I'll be right back when it's done. That's what I'll do. I'll go glue this down. I'll be right back when I'm done. So I'm back. So I have finished making my hexagon quilt pattern, and then I cut it so it is 6.25 by 8.25, which is a hair bigger than my photo. And now I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to cut it along the seam where the middle two hexagons meet. And I thought about doing this off camera just because I'm probably going to ruin it, but I was like, you know, you guys come along for the ride every single day, so let's just see how this goes. So I am just cutting it right between this middle two rows of hexagons. You guys, Minerva is extra needy today, so if you hear her meowing, I am so sorry. She has tried to climb in my lap 3 times since I've turned on the camera. I'm not sure what she needs from me, but if you hear her, she just wants attention. Okay, so I got it. Here we go. So look. So that is how that's going to look. And I need to take a little bit more off of this cardstock because it's going to show, which means my cutting wasn't perfect, but this is me we're talking about, so we don't expect perfect. Okay, here we go. So here's how that looks. So that's going to go like that. Oh, this is gonna be great, you guys. This is gonna be great. I am excited. This is going exactly the way I wanted it to. The other thing I did while I was off camera is I just took another 6 1/4 by 8 1/4 piece of cardstock, and I cut like a tiny slit in it for my ribbon to go through, so I can tie my page shut. So that's gonna sit on top of that, and then that's gonna go like this. and then the 19 is going to keep it shut. So when you lift the 19, that's going to lift up, and then this is going to lift, and this is going to lift, and you're going to have the picture. The other thing I have to do is I couldn't figure out where to put my journaling. So Allie did this thing on one of her days, and I've actually seen a few people do it since then, where she just hid her journaling in her photo. So I have my journaling here about a normal December day, and I am going to, oh my God, this is going to be great. I'm going to attempt to do the same thing. This is going to be wild. All right, so I probably should have printed a backup of my photo just in case this doesn't go the way I want it to. But on the bright side, my computer is still on. So if it crashes and burns, then at least my computer's still on. But what she did was she cut, oh, this marker's dead. She cut a slit in her photo and then slid her picture into like the space behind the photo, which is what I'm going to attempt to do. Attempt being the operative word, because my X-Acto knife and I don't get along on the best of days, and now I'm cutting right into my picture. So this is going to be great, or like everything else I make, it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be terrible, just like everything else I get up to. So I am just attempting to cut a slit into my picture that is just about the width of the journaling. If I did that right. Okay, we got, dang it, it didn't cut all the way through. Hold on, I don't want to rip it because that's gonna look gross. So I'm just gonna go over here again where it didn't cut all the way through. Let's see if it did it this time. Why must you not cooperate? Okay, sorry. Yeah, my head's getting all the way in the shot, you guys. I gotta get up close to do this. Let's see if it did it this time. Okay. All right, so we are in business. This is gonna go right in here. And it should be the right width because I measured it. It's not the right width, but I'm just going to narrow this down. I'd rather make my journaling a little bit narrower than try to do that again. So I'm just gonna take off a little bit off of both sides of my journaling. Thankfully, I left myself a little bit of a margin, so there was enough space to take off a little bit off of both sides and make my card a tiny bit skinnier. All right, let's try this again. So that is going to go just like that. Just like that. Okay. Okay. All right, that worked. So, good. What I'm going to do is use some foam tape. All right, I'm gonna get this cutting mat off my desk. Let's go. Okay, so what I want to do is use some foam tape to kind of create like a guide so it can't go past a certain point. So I'm just going to use these skinny Doris strips of foam tape. These things are my favorite. I need to find out where I got them so I can buy like backups, but these things are my favorite. So I'm just gonna put my my journaling back in, making sure that I leave enough of a lip so I know to pull it out. And then I'm just going to turn it around, get it semi-straight, and put the foam strip down so I know where it stops. So I'm just gonna do that. Just put a little bit of foam right here at the bottom. And this is going to stop my journaling from going all the way through the picture. So see, it did that. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And I'm just gonna put a single strip on the outsides. And these are just guides so it slides in and out nicely. I don't remember what Allie used for her project when she did this, but I have foam tape everywhere, and this just seemed like a easy solution to make sure that this slides the way it's supposed to. And it's not gonna, then I'm gonna put that cardstock on the back of it, so it can't go too far. So I'm gonna have to put more foam tape everywhere. So this is all the same height, but that is an easy fix. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down to the backing. Actually, I'm not gonna do that yet. Okay, so what happens when you have a million bits and pieces to one project? Literally a million bits and pieces. Before I do that, I have to create my flips. And I'm doing my flips the same way I've done my flips from day one, which is taking a bit of cardstock, scoring it down the middle, Which side does this go on? Wrong way. Okay, so I'm doing my flips the same way I've done my flips from the beginning, which is taking a bit of cardstock, scoring it down the middle, and then attaching it to both sides. I gotta find out if I hate this and if I want to back this. Do I like this or do I want to back it? I think I'm going to back it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my flips and then I'm going to back it and then I will come back so you don't watch me cutting paper. But what I'm just going to do is, I think I'm going to use some more glitter cardstock because I think that might be fun. I'm just going to go and pull out some more glitter cardstock. I'm pretty sure I have more of this champagne color that I cut the 19 from. So I'm going to back this so I can cover up where my hinge is so you don't have to see that when the page is open. Little things like that drive me nuts. And that's just me being a perfectionist, but I think it'd be fun if when you open it to have some sparkle on the inside anyway. So I'm going to just put some cardstock, some glitter cardstock on this, and then I will come back for real. And then we're almost done and we get to put the page together. Okay, you guys, so we're back and it is now time to assemble and time for the gratification you get when you have put in a ridiculous amount of work on a page. I was like sleeping the other day. I'm documenting this on the 21st. I'm a day behind. And you won't see this till the 23rd anyway, according to my editorial calendar. But I was literally sleeping. And I was just like, in the middle of the night, this idea came to me and I had to get out of my bed and start writing things down. Because sometimes, I don't know if that's ever happened to you where you're like in the middle of the night, you're not worried about crafting and then this idea comes to you. And if you don't immediately go like get it on paper, you'll lose it. I felt that way about this page. I was like, if I don't go and like write everything down that I need to do this, it's never going to work. And I'm so glad I did because it is even better put together than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so here is my present. So here's how that's gonna lay. It's gonna lay when it's shut. And then I have my ribbon. And then I went ahead and added a mountain of foam tape to the back of this. And I'm just going to go and stick it down to my present. And I promise you those 3x8 pictures do have a place in here. I didn't just print random 3x8 pictures. They do have a purpose. I'm just assembling this big page because this is the big element and I really want this to work. Also, this is what I mean about the ebb and flow of December Daily. Like some days you have really, okay, you need to stay where you're supposed to stay. Some days you have really easy pages and easy stories that don't take a ton of work. And then there are days like today where I'm literally doing all the things all the time. Okay, I'm going to stop talking just so I can make sure that goes down the way it's supposed to. Oh my God, yes, yes. And then my journaling is going to hang out right in here. And I need to make sure that it can go in while it is... Okay, so it does fit. Oh, I added a little bit of gold trim and a chipboard tree just to like, I think for some interest and also just to make it look like this is supposed to be something and it's not just like hanging out. And also I think the tree gives you something to grab onto when you're taking it out. So I just, oh, that's not stuck down enough. I gotta put some glue on this. This is not gonna work. All right, hold on. Let me just make sure this is stuck down the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to be. And I'm gonna have to take the tack off the back of that chipboard, the top of the tree at some point. I have to remember to do that, but I just wanna put it in there so I can see what it looks like. So my photo didn't cut evenly with the X-Acto knife, so it just takes a little bit of convincing. I know it fits. There we go. I know it fits because I've tested it 100 times. Okay, that's how, you guys, it worked. Oh, it worked. Okay, so that's gonna go like that. Oh no, my tree is stopping my page from closing. I'm gonna have to move my tree down a little bit. No, do not do that, tree. Just move down a little bit. Because otherwise the tree will stop the page from closing. All right, so I'm gonna move that down a little bit. But now my journaling hangs out. Okay, I gotta find the sweet spot for this tree, or this tree is gonna have to go somewhere else. Huh. I wonder if I could just take off a little bit off the bottom of the tree so it fits where I need it to fit. Because I really like the tree, but it's just taking up... Okay. Oh, it's even cuter. It's a little chibi tree. All right, now it fits. Okay, good. All right, so here's where we are. And now we make the present. So like I said, I had that ribbon. The plan is to, first of all, I gotta attach my 19. So this is Ali's stamp. I like buying the digitals of these number stamps because then I can do things like this, which is make it huge and cut it out of a cup, make a cut file out of it, cut it out of glitter. I can do a bunch of things with it. So I do like buying, oh, I'm not putting that down straight at all. I think the digitals is a really good way to get like some bang for your buck because they tend to be like, I think Ali's digitals are like $5. So they're not terribly expensive, but then you can use them in so many ways. Like you can cut them down the size. Oh, that's Joshua's alarm. So there you go. But you can cut them down the size of the stamp that it's supposed to be, or you can do things like blow it up like I did. So that's how that's gonna look. So I'm going to attach it here, right behind the widest part of the 9. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to attach the ribbon right behind the widest part of the 9 because I think that'd be a good place to hide it, especially since it's vellum. So let's just get this to lay the way it's supposed to and stick that down. Okay. All right, so that's attached right behind, like I said, right behind the widest part of the 9. I think makes the most sense. And then I'm going to pull it down and see where it lies. Okay, so that looks perfect. And then I'm going to just put a bit of Velcro on the other ribbon so that they can shut. All right, so I can take this extra piece off here. And then I have these Velcro, I have these Velcro stickers. I got these at Michael's way back when. I need to go ahead and get a replacement because these are almost finished. But I'm gonna put 2 Velcro stickers on this side and then put the opposite side of the Velcro, the side that will stick to that, on the other side. So I'm gonna have to do it, let's see. What's the best way to make this happen? Honestly, the best way to make this happen is just put both sides of the Velcro on the same side of the ribbon and then shut it, and then it will stick to the other side because one side is adhesive, and that should work. Okay, let's see. So I got this, and let's just get this here. Okay, let's stick that down, and if this does what it's supposed to, okay, one did, the other one did not. All right, I'm gonna have to do this again. One came off, but the other one didn't, and I gotta make sure that these are positioned right. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again, and hopefully, well, I think the problem is I have too much ribbon, so I'm gonna take some of this ribbon off. I'll take that off. Whew, okay, I'm like literally holding my breath because I really want this to work. I really want this to work. Okay, let's see. Come on. Come on, please cooperate. Okay, one came off, but that's fine because I can put the other one right underneath it because since one came off, I know where the other one's supposed to go. All right, so let's see. Okay, so that is, it's a little too slack. I want it to be a little bit more taut, so I'm just gonna move it down a tiny bit because I just want it to be a little tighter so that it's actually holding the page shut the way it's supposed to. All right, so let's see. Let's put that there. Okay, it works, it works, it works. You guys, it worked, it worked. Okay, so that I could just take off this extra ribbon here. It's a little bit too much. All right, so then when the 19 comes down and this opens, this will open like this will open like this. There's the journaling. It is, it worked. It did everything I wanted it to. I am so happy. I am so happy, you guys. All right, and now I just gotta shut it. I think this is gonna be the fun part, is figuring out how to shut it when you're done with it. Okay, so now it's shut. It's shut, it lies flat. It's great. It is hefty. It is a thick page. Like, oh my God, but this is why I bought a second album, so who cares? This is why, because I cannot resist the thick and chunky pages. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is add a bit of acetate to it so it can actually go in the album. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch 1x8¼ piece of acetate so it can go in the album. And then I'm going to finish my 3x8 page, and then that honestly was the hardest part of this whole video. That was the hardest part of this whole project. The 3x8 page is literally just slipping things in the pocket and making it work. So, and I will not lose this because I need this. I will get this in the album later. But here's going to be the back side of that photo, which is just a picture of the girls on their chair. This is 100% the girls' chair. It used to be mine. It is not mine anymore. The monsters have commandeered it, and there's no getting it back. And they're lucky I love them, and they're lucky they're so cute. Okay. So I'm going to get this in the album at some point, but I can't put this photo on the back side until I do that. But I'll do that at some point. I don't need to do that right this second. So here's the rest of this. And the reason I want it, like, that's going to look so nice. Like, you can peek through it. It's going to be great. Okay. So this photo is literally just getting slipped in here. There's nothing crazy. I got to take this out. This photo is just getting slipped in here. There's nothing crazy. I wanted to do a flip up on the other side to match this huge flip up that I did back here. So all I have, this is from these two cards are from the Paisley Press 3x8 card kit. I'm literally just going to glue this in here, and that's it. I'm not doing any embellishing to this. It is just a simple photo of what my day looks like. So it is just going in here as is, and then to cover where my flip is, I'm just going to glue this one to the top. And I'm using a bunch of tape because this is going to be on the outside of the album, and I want to make sure that this stays put. Okay, and that's it. That's literally all I was doing with those 3x8 cards, which is why I wasn't that worried when I was like messing around with my giant present, because I knew that it would be super simple to just get this in. So the downside of doing a flip up is it doesn't reach all the way down. So I might actually take that same gold trim that I used on the other side and just put a little bit of it so it reaches the bottom of the page, because it's going to bother me. I think it's going to bother me if it doesn't. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this gold trim and put it on the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll do the same thing on the other side, and I'll put it on the top, because if this photo doesn't reach on the bottom on this side, that means it's not going to reach the top on the other side, if that makes sense. Like, you guys will see. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this gold trim on the bottom here, and then slide that into the pocket. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I need a new pair of scissors. That is not happening. Okay, so a tiny bit of trim on the bottom here. And then I'm just going to have to gently put it in the pocket, because the trim isn't really attached to anything. It's just kind of floating. So I'm going to gently slip this in so I don't lose it. And this is also a fun way of tying in the metallic on this page to the metallic on the opposite side. So I'm glad I did that. Okay, so that fits perfectly, and then it peeks out the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, because you see this photo is not going to be long enough either. So just going to kind of eyeball how wide I need this to be and do the same thing. And you guys, I think that's it for this spread. Honestly, the hardest part was getting the hexagon present situation on the other side situated. But once that was done, that is pretty much it. I am low-key, not even low-key, I am very much obsessed with how this came out. I love this. I love that the idea I had worked. I love having this like huge element that I can unwrap and play with. I gotta get this in the pocket. Do not fail me. Okay, so this pocket is not cooperating. It's probably like, Tashiana, you have put too much in here. I am not designed to hold this much stuff. Okay, good. Good. So I got my metallic here, and I got my metallic here, and that flips up, and that has a picture. I'm probably going to put some sort of sentiment here and something on the outside. But let's get it in the book, and you'll see how it looks. So I'm going to put it all together, get it in the book, and then I'll make some final decisions. I'll be right back, and I'll read you my journaling. Okay, you guys, so we're back. So here's what I did. I stapled a 19 Ooh, this is not on straight at all. Oh my, okay, I gotta see if I can move this. This is not on straight. But I stapled a 19 to a chipboard star to signify that this was also part of day 19, since the 19 is on that side. And I think that's good enough to embellish it. So I have my 19 with my chipboard. This flips up and I have my photo of me outside. Then the page flips and I have my photo of me inside. I have the fun hexagon transparent element that you can see through. And then I have my big present, which opens like this. And then I have that photo of Joshua and I have my journaling. So I'm gonna go ahead and read my journaling to you now because the page is complete. It is monstrous. It is so thick. It is like one of the thickest things I've made in this album, and it is perfect. It makes me, I love it so much. Okay, so it says, Dear normal December day, in the midst of all the hubbub of this month and this season, you are an island in the middle of a sea of busy and nonstop and go and do. You started off quiet and cozy, heavy under piles of blankets, warm in the arms of someone who loves me, surrounded by the girls on either side of me, soft with the promise of a new day and a chance to begin and again. You were sweet to me at work today. Almost hard enough to make me wonder why I got out of bed to even try, and tempered with just enough laughter to make the day go by swiftly and to make the return journey home light and easy rather than the never-ending trudge through the cold that it has been. You found me in front of the Christmas tree like you do almost every day in December, and there were soft fuzzy socks and tea in my favorite mug and him and his smile and his heart. There was the joy and wonder that can only be found in the most ordinary of days, days where everything is not good, but there's just enough to make it sweet, just enough worth remembering that it deserved a single tile in the mosaic of this life that we are building together. It is days like this, days where we order takeout and watch a movie in bed and we talk about our days, and I am content and at peace and so happy, but aren't the other two emotions so much more important? Days when there are no deadlines looming or exams to study for. Days like this are what dreams are made of. If I could choose one day of this December to relive, one day to play on loop over and over, one day to sink into like a pair of fuzzy socks and know the shape and contour of my feet, one day to revel in until my heart has learned the breadth and width of this joy, it would be this quiet December day. You reminded me that magic can be found in the spaces between the grand and the bad, and that it is the everyday sources that are worth bottling and remembering. And I think that is my favorite thing that I've written this whole December. It's an everyday story about a quiet day with him and the girls. And it was the perfect way to like transition from finals and school into like holiday prep, because like it's literally, Christmas is like right around the corner. That is crazy to me that Christmas is around the corner. But it was the perfect way to transition from the everyday stories that I've been telling into, the holiday madness that is literally waiting for me right around the corner. And then it closes up. It's like a little present from me to me. And then you peek through and you can see it on the other side. And I love that so much. I love having the green with the green with the green. That marble paper just worked out so well. And then on the back side, it's just a photo of the girls. And I might embellish this somehow, or I might just leave it because it's just a picture of my cats and I love them so much. And that is how day 19 works out. So I'm so glad you came back to join me. I am so happy with how this worked out. I hope you guys learned something or you're inspired to try this present opening technique. It really isn't that difficult. It looks complicated because I had no idea what I was doing and I was making it up as I go, but you've seen me do it, so now you can do it. So that's all I have for you guys. Happy December, happy day 19. We are in the home stretch. I think I'm probably not going to upload anything past the 23rd, just so you guys can have Christmas Eve and Christmas with your families, and I can have it with my family, and then I'll be back after Christmas to finish up this album. But I do have day 20 ready, so you'll see day 20, and then I'll come back on the 26th to finish up the album. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having the most magical of December so far. Until next time, keep it crafty, friends, and have the best day.